Harriet Wharton has a lot to be grateful for this Thanksgiving.
And the Grayson woman is especially thankful for the surgeries that saved her from going blind. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is here now with her story.
And Sine and Tom, Wharton's symptoms came on gradually. Blurred vision in the morning, glare at night, especially when she'd be driving. Typical symptoms of cataracts. But Wharton soon learned that her problem wouldn't be that simple.
It's a shrug. It's a short sweater.
Harriet Wharton loves knitting, but 3 years ago, the 72-year-old Grayson mother and grandmother noticed it was getting harder to see what she was doing, especially early in the morning.
It doesn't hurt at all. It just causes this hazy blurriness, and it gets better as the day progresses.
Wharton was diagnosed with cataracts and a hereditary eye disease known as Fuchs dystrophy.
Let's take a look.
Dr. Barry Lee, a corneal specialist with Eye Consultants of Atlanta, says Fuchs causes the cells in the back of the cornea to gradually die off.
It almost looks like the dimples on a golf ball. So it's those dimples on the cornea that we're looking for that tell us that this person has Fuchs dystrophy. Biggest thing is cloudy vision. It's usually the most cloudy right in the morning when they wake up. They can also complain of a lot of glare at nighttime, so that's tricky because cataracts also can cause night glare.
And Dr. Lee, who's also medical director at the Georgia Eye Bank, says doctors can sometimes miss Fuchs dystrophy when they're diagnosing cataracts.
So probably the most common referral we get is, I had cataract surgery and it made my vision worse. And we look at the cornea and sure enough, there's the Fuchs dystrophy in the cornea.
Wharton had both problems, but she chose cataract surgery first to replace her cloudy lenses.
But then I knew that the Fuchs was really causing me problems. When I would drive, that sometimes, I was struggling.
Because Wharton does a lot of the driving for her husband Wally, she needed to be able to see clearly. So she chose to undergo a transplant. Not an organ transplant like this, but a partial cornea transplant, using eye tissue donated anonymously to the Georgia Eye Bank.
Because of the eye bank, they have the tissue, and you don't have to be on a waiting list. I wondered about that too.
And unlike organ transplants, where the donor and recipient have to be very carefully matched, healthy corneal tissue can be shared with almost anyone. For Wharton, it's been a game changer.
When I went to the eye doctor the last time, she said, your vision's 20/20 for distance, that I don't really even need glasses for driving at all.
And Harriet Wharton says she's grateful someone chose to donate their eyes after their death because it's a gift that saved her vision.
I think I would be dependent upon somebody else to do things for me if I hadn't had it done.
Almost like.
And every year, about 50,000 corneal transplants are performed in the U.S. And Dr. Lee says the surgery is pretty routine. It takes less than a half hour. And he says he's had patients who had corneal transplants decades ago, some of them as far back as like the 1950s and the 1960s. And he says they're doing well. Like their corneas, continue to thrive.
A half hour to give you a whole new lease on life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Beth.